Hi there, Brad Bolt with the AmeriGuard Insurance Agency. Today we're going to talk about the challenges in the car insurance industry in 2023. As you know, car insurance is that necessary evil. You have to have it if you're going to be driving on the road. Just like the rest of the world, the car insurance business has faced significant challenges over the course of the last couple of years. We're going to get into those challenges over the next couple of minutes. Thanks for joining. Now, the number one change in the car insurance business, which everybody has noticed, is that rates have drastically gone up. Believe it or not, this is because car insurance companies are losing money. They are significantly losing money. I know it's hard to believe. I don't expect anybody to feel bad, but that is the reason we're seeing all these rate increases. It's not greed. It's not a scam. Companies are losing money. When businesses lose money, they try to adjust and find out to make their business profitable. It's no different than the car insurance business. Why are they losing so much money? Just like the rest of the world, they've seen these inflationary costs, which has significantly impacted their business, specifically when it comes to claims. Car parts are way more expensive than they were, say, 3 years ago. It's not just the car parts, the actual used cars themselves have drastically increased. Now, they've leveled off a little bit so far, or I'd say over the last 6 months, but they're still much higher. Used vehicles are still much higher than they were, say, 2 to 3 years ago. So when a car insurance company has to replace a vehicle, they're paying 2 to 3 times the amount to replace a vehicle that they did in years past. Not only are car parts more expensive, they're hard to come by. This increases the time that you have a claim. When you increase the time frame of your claim, it increases the time that you're in a rental car, which increases your overall claim expense. If you're in a rental car twice as long as you were before, then that expense of the rental car is twice as much. This adds to the overall claim cost. We've also seen an increasingly uptick in stolen parts, specifically the stolen catalytic converters that is an epidemic across the country. These aren't cheap claims. They can be $2,000 to $5,000 to replace this part. We've also seen an uptick in car theft, specifically certain models, which has become a social media phenomenon to steal certain Kias and Hyundais. Well, car insurance companies are losing a lot of money. So much money, they've pretty much stopped insuring those vehicles altogether. The good news is with car insurance, there's really no coverage changes. In the home insurance market, we've seen a lot of policy cover changes. We've seen limitations to try to limit the risk or reduce the chance that the insurance company is going to pay more out in a claim. So we really haven't seen any, say, very many policy changes to the actual car insurance policy. What is becoming more and more popular to try and reduce the cost of your car insurance is called a telematics program. Most insurance companies, not all car insurance companies, but most have some form of telematics program. This is a driving monitor program where the insurance company will give you a discount, sometimes up to 40% off the base rate, to monitor your driving habits. Now, they're generally looking for excessive speeding, hard stops, time of day that you're driving, overall mileage, distance that you drive to work, those sorts of things. Now, if you are willing to be monitored, you can save a little bit on your car insurance. Now, you have to be careful because some insurance companies will actually increase your rates if you're a bad driver, but you have to be a pretty bad driver. I only know of 2 off the top of my head which will increase your rates if you're a bad driver: Progressive and Travelers. Each of their programs, Travelers will offer you 30% off the base rate, so will Progressive. But your rate with with Travelers can go up an additional 30%. So I really don't like to gamble with my customers' insurance rates. But if you're a good driver, it's probably worth taking a look at that. I think the Progressive rate can only go up 15%. So it's not as severe, but there's still that possibility. So if you do check out those programs with those 2 insurance companies, please keep that in mind because you don't want your rate to go up any higher. With these challenges and changes in the car insurance industry, maybe it's time for you to shop around. If you've been with State Farm for the last 15 years and your rate's been going up and up and up, maybe it's time to check out some other options, because there have been significant changes for different categories. Say you're a family of four and maybe Allstate has been the best option for the last 10 years. Maybe it's time to look around just to see if you have still have a decent rate in the market. Car insurance, from one company to the next is basically the same. Liability is the same. The policy form itself are essentially all the same. So if you trust that company you're with and you have significant, liability limits, and, you have the deductibles that you want, the car insurance policy itself is pretty much the same. So as long as you're with a quality, trustworthy insurance company, you shouldn't have any issues, should you have an insurance claim. So it is worthwhile to change. I do recommend you be insured with an independent insurance agent. An independent agent has options for you, and they tend to work with more with the customer than with the insurance company itself. When you're with one of these captive insurance companies, Allstate, American Family, State Farm, they have one option to provide. If their insurance policy changes, that's the only thing they can offer you. And they have to try and fit that policy to you. An independent insurance agent can kind of fit you to the insurance policy because they have options to work from, and they're not tied down to one specific carrier. So I do recommend getting quotes from an independent insurance agent. Just to summarize, 2023, a very challenging year for the car insurance industry. Hopefully things can settle down a little bit and maybe rates can settle down some as well. As you know, once things go up, it's unlikely they're going to come down. But if we can establish a few years of the insurance companies being profitable, they're all going to want to grow. So you might see things level out and see some maybe more aggressive discounts, which might save you a little bit of money. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.